I'm showing her my PayPal account as we're standing in the kitchen, and my mum doesn't really understand. So I explained to her, I've just made that much money in the last 3 months. And she knew how disciplined I was. But finally having something to show her and show for myself was a sick fucking feeling. Later that day, my boxing coach gives me even more sparring time than usual, and I just hit another PR at the gym on incline bench press doing whatever, and everything in my life is going so perfectly. It feels like all of my life stats are maxing out and all of my skills are improving, and on paper, they were. But even after a perfect day like this, when I get home and I'm by myself, laying in my bed, there's always that voice in the back of my head telling me, this shit isn't gonna last. So at this point, it's summer in UK. My legs are starting to stick to my chair, my eyes are starting to close on their own, but I'm still trying to work on my desk, reply to some DMs, maybe get a little bit of work done. But I'm pissed off because I've just seen 15 adverts from my competitors who I knew were a massive threat. They had a way bigger team than me, they had better developers, and they also had a shit ton more advertising money. But that wasn't the worst part. I remember staring at my monthly goal, the same monthly goal that I set for the month before that, and the same one I set for the month before that. 1,067, 1,066. My business peaked, and in that moment, I knew that I was never going to make it back. It had been months since I showed my mum that screenshot of my PayPal and how much money I made. And ever since then, I was barely working anymore. I'd maybe reply to my DMs for like 20 minutes a day, maybe 30 minutes, maybe work a little bit on this one thing. But anytime I tried to sit down and focus, I'd either end up scrolling on YouTube or starting to play video games, or just watching The Office or doing some stupid ass shit. I had a team of around about 15 people, and all of them now had nothing to do because of my mistakes and because of me just failing to run this business. And I didn't fail because I wasn't disciplined enough or I didn't know what to do. I was going to the gym twice a day, and I had a massive to-do list and a massive team telling me what to do every day. I failed because I was trying to do everything at once. I was trying to become a kickboxer, I was going to the gym trying to be a bodybuilder, I was working on this one big business, then I had some other copywriting or video editing businesses, and I also tried going out and having a social life, and I didn't have the energy to run all those things. You need to understand that if you want to make progress in something in your own life, you have to prioritize, and you have to set aside a season of your life where you just make progress towards the one thing. Otherwise, you run out of energy switching between priorities, trying to make progress in everything. Like, a Minecraft furnace. One bit of coal can smelt around about 8 items. So, okay, you put one bit of coal in, you put 8 iron in, and then you're gonna get 8 iron ingots. But if you put in like 4 iron ingots, and then halfway through you just take them out and start putting in some gold, take that out, put in some copper instead, you're never gonna smelt anything because you're constantly changing your priorities before anything is even smelted. And that's exactly what I was doing. I was going to kickboxing for a little bit, I was going to bodybuilding for a little bit, and all of my energy, because I was doing so much cardio, my bodybuilding was suffering and I wasn't hitting PRs as much. Because I was sore from bodybuilding, I wasn't getting as much sparring at kickboxing because I was doing worse and my coach would just put the better guy on instead. Because of my businesses, I wasn't working on the one that was making me the most money. I started splitting my attention and splitting my focus on these other two that were completely irrelevant, and then all of that dwindled away and I was left with no money, no gym progress, and I just scrolled and rotted like a retard for months. Just like you, I had all the goals in the world. I wanted to get stronger, I wanted to get bigger, I wanted to make more money, be more respected, and all these things. But once I realized I had to prioritize, I got rid of those lesser goals that weren't my constraints, that wouldn't increase my life that much. Like, getting good at boxing isn't really gonna help me that much because I already won a kickboxing fight and I was already good enough. But getting bigger, getting stronger, that would get me more respect because of the way I looked. Like, you carry your physique everywhere, and any time you walk into a room, people want to see that you look jacked. Business, I focused on one business, which at the time was an AI agency, and that started to bring in more money over time as I got better at it. I wasn't splitting my focus in 10 different directions. I set one priority. The number one priority was the business, and underneath that was the bodybuilding. And everything else, I didn't really focus on. Like, sure, I'd go out with my friends sometimes, but for that season of my life, the number one thing was the business, because I needed to make all my money back. Once I had the money, then you can go out the season, then you can start doing other things, and you can focus on something else. But for that time in my life, I had to prioritize the constraint and make sure that I was working towards the thing that would improve my life the most. This is the trap that most guys fall into. They get on self-improvement and then they decide that they want to change all of their life and they try and max out all of their stats all at once. And what they don't realize is that you're spreading your energy across so many different areas. They're actually not making any progress in any of them. You make the fastest progress by focusing your energy on the most important quests, on the most important stats in your life, and making sure that they go up as fast as possible, and then you move on to the next. A few days ago, I had this conversation with one of the guys from my Discord, and we were talking about life quests and stats and what he should be prioritizing in his own life. And for him, the number one most important thing, which I guarantee is the same thing for you, is just figuring out your life quests. That's your number one priority. That's where you need to spend all of your time and all of your energy into figuring out what the fuck do you even want to do? What is your purpose here? I gave him this step-by-step, which you can follow as well, which is the easiest way to finally figure out your life quests and making progress towards them. So tonight, get your notebook ready, get your pen ready, put it on your desk, and next morning when you wake up, immediately start journaling about what you think you should be doing. That way you haven't brain rotted for like 50 minutes just by waking up and grabbing your phone. You're immediately trying to figure out what you need to do with your life. And the fact that you have no distractions around you, because hopefully it's early in the morning, will just free your mind for the first time. Like, when was the last time you sat down by yourself and just started thinking about your own life? Like, genuinely thinking about your own life in the pursuit of trying to improve it, and not just fucking crying about how shit everything is. Like, it's probably been a while, hasn't it? So just wake up, immediately start journaling, and figure out what you actually need to do. That's all it takes. Just get started. Make a little bit of progress in your decision-making skill, and then figuring out your genuine priorities. That's exactly how I leveled up my life, made friends, made more money, and got way more respected because I focused on one priority at a time. And that's exactly what I do in my Discord. I look at your life, figure out which quest you need to work on, and then just make it fun and easy as fuck to progress in it, so you can stop being a level 1 gooner and genuinely improve your life. Stop being lonely and just have fun. So look, join the Discord if you want, and inside I'll help you prioritize, focus, and genuinely make progress for the first time in your life. Because you need accountability. You need someone who's been through what you've been through, telling you how to do it as well. So join that, send me a DM once you're inside, or you can just keep scrolling like a good little NPC.